I am sure sports. You know me there, from coast to coast representing. I mean, I say this is righteous representing for Omar. You don't know, come get your sports over here from near and far. Boy, 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 boy. Me say I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that mean me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. I am sure sports, one thing me sure about. When me say sure, that mean me not doubt. Come get your sports, get it over here. Come subscribe, repost and share. If me not sure, that mean me not say it. Know who score, that mean me not say it. Never know no game play, that mean me not say it. If me never see no game, me not know who play. For your sports news, better come over here so. For your soccer news, then come over here so. If you don't love sports, still come over here so. For the day done, you a go love over here so.
So when it comes on to behavior concerning football, Jamaica is decent. I am sure that if we can get all of these things done, set in place by the end of April, it gives us enough time before the World Cup campaign. Not afraid of no Brazil, no Argentina with these crapper players. We are good enough. Remember to like, subscribe, share. Listen, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.
Jamaican herbs and spices add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Trick Nick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.
Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Greetings, welcome to I Am Sure Sports. I'm your host, Man. Top of the morning to you. It's a wonderful day for our NFL show. I want to greet all our guests this morning, all our viewers, all our subscribers. Hope you had a wonderful festive season and you're continuing to enjoy what is left of 2021 as we continue to look forward to 2022. Listen, if you're in the areas where the pandemic is soaring, pandemic, however you label it or title it, please be careful. Wear your mask and sanitize, right? And look out for each other's well-being and welfare. We have a big show today because you know when the big chems is here, there's going to be big problems in the house. You understand me? And he's here. He has returned to the show after a 3-week hiatus. I don't know. Maybe he has been getting all his picks wrong, and he has finally come back because he has some winners all lined up. And G Star as well is returning from self-imposed exile. He went in there due to the fact that Chris Lynch is not around. I don't know what is going on. When Chris Lynch disappears, G Star disappears. Right? We're hoping to have the man from the country, the countryman who is over in some foreign land right now. And the preacher is here to share the NFL gospel in light of the great John Madden passing. And we're going to discuss that at the top end of the show. So listen, make sure you join and you hit the like button, you share and you comment. We won't go through every minute, every moment talking about like. No, we are not like that. Just we say it once and we say it at the end. Just hit the like button and don't let us have to fight about that, right? We don't want to disrupt our content to do all of that. So I'm going to bring on, I see Coach Minzy in here. He's learning the game from the coach's desk. So please make sure that you educate him well and tell him a little bit about John Madden and why they call the NFL game on your Xbox, your PlayStation, the Madden, whatever thing, NFL Madden. I mean, big coach he is, but I'm going to introduce them normally. So the order that I introduce them in does not mean he's number one, number two, number three are great, best, and good, right? That's not it, because I just can't bring up all three of them on one occasion. So, but here we go. Let's bring them on. Should I go Kems first? Any, mini, minor, mo? Catch a puppy by his toe. All right, let's go with Kems first. Then G Star. Then
Yes,
Christian.
yes, yes.
There we go. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah,
Good morning.
Morning, morning.
blessed.
Yeah.
morning. Blessed Kems G Star, morning,
I
man.
love the
Blessed to
intro. I
the
love the
viewers.
intro, man.
Yeah. It looks like Christian found a Jamaican barber, man.
Oh, no, yeah.
The hair look
The
well
boss.
lined up. Jeez, I notice the lines. Look at the lines. That
Yeah,
must be a Jamaican barber.
yeah, man. That different Chris Lynch, yes.
Yeah, man. But all the best. Hope you had a wonderful festive season, G Star. And Kems. Hope all was well for the festive season. Chris Lynch, you need to introduce Kems to your barber. You hear me, sir?
No, Kems is actually sticking to his African heritage. Kems is doing something good. I respect Kems for that.
So what is G Star heritage? Because he's not low and he's not high. He's just right in between.
G Star is also doing the same. G Star not going too low and not too high, you know.
Yeah, man. Well, welcome to the show this morning. Looking forward to some good discussions with you guys this morning. Especially because the thumbnail for this has the great Patrick Mahomes, and finally the Kansas City Chiefs are on a roll, my friend, and I'm happy again, though my Baltimore Ravens are not causing any waves, but I hand over to you, the NFL gurus, and I'll hide myself in the background and listen intently. But take it away, guys. Take it away.
All right. So where you guys want to start? Our money's man
Yep.
talk about the legend John Madden.
Yeah, you have to start there.
All right.
Yeah, you have to
So-
start there. Basically,
Melon.
yeah, you have to start at John Madden because of how respected he is, and rightfully so, as one of the greats. In terms of coaching and broadcasting, people think of him highly. Obviously, I am too young to know a lot about his coaching in the Oakland Raiders, now now what we call Las Vegas Raiders. Yes, so basically Madden is like they say, if you think about the NFL game that they have on Xbox and everything, John Madden is the name that they named it off of in 1988. They would the big thing about him that you hear past players talk about is his style, his way of coaching. His way of coaching and how successful it was. Is basically his win percentage ratio is 75%. That's basically making the playoffs every season. For 10 years, he has just lost 30 games in 10 years. So that tells you a bit much about him. I know G Star and Ken have their due to say about the great legend.
All right, Kems.
This was certainly something that I wasn't expecting as we said it. It was really something that I can't really plan for. But where Madden is concerned, obviously, if you watch any sports program this week, last week, week before, there's always been an outpour of love for this man, an outpour of appreciation from both current and past players. And growing up in Jamaica, NFL is not something that I used to watch. I used to be interested in. It's only track and field, cricket, and regular football. But then when I made my transition to the States, and I saw the Madden game, I decided, just to do a little bit of research on it. And then, I
As a
realized
game head, them time they came.
Yeah, because you play FIFA, so you want another game when FIFA get boring, right? So then I did some research on it, and I realized that this man insisted that they had a real football game, 11 versus 11, just due to the fact that he wanted fans to be more educated about the game. And if you realize anything, if there's a way to simplify stuff, to let people understand stuff in a simplified manner, video games is always the way to go about it. And I was watching before I came on the show. I was watching what you call it, Undisputed. I was watching Undisputed, and Shannon Sharp was definitely talking highly about him, and he would definitely be missed. But his influence on the NFL, his influence on the players, his influence on the league, would definitely really and truly appreciate it.
Yeah, and for me, I probably my first, I guess, influence from John Madden was his commentating, right? It was him and Pat Summerall and Fox. Just like how you have Joe Buck and Troy Aikman right now being the lead. That was John Madden and Pat Summerall. And boy, the thing about John Madden is that you have to love him energy, you have to love him vibes. How him deal with the commentating. Sometimes, of course, he's kind of Charles Barkley-ish where him can talk some foolishness at the same time, but you still love it because just his energy and how he loves the game, right? So and then now Kim said it. I mean, for video games in the NFL, he's like the Michael Jordan to basketball shoes. Jordan Man is the game for NFL, right? Because FIFA, you have FIFA and Pro Evolution Soccer with AKA Winning 11. So they used to battle it out. But yeah, John Madden, great commentator as a coach. You'd always hear about what he did in the 70s with the Raiders teams, with Al Davis and I think Ken Stabler, etc., etc. So just in terms of the culture of NFL, John Madden, he'll definitely be missed.
For sure.
So last week, gentlemen, before we move on to next week, I just want to talk about just a couple games, really and truly. One, because we're analyzing it, and then two, because I'm being a fan. I want to talk about the Cleveland Browns versus the Green Bay Packers. And yeah, there's only one place I'm going to start, gentlemen, and that's at the quarterback position with Baker Mayfield. Baker May absolutely kill us in that game. I mean, it was a decent comeback and everything, but it's when we're watching that game, fellas. Me personally, if I'm the Cleveland Browns organization, I want Baker Mayfield out. I want another quarterback. I don't care if it's Kirk Cousins. I don't care if it's Jimmy Garoppolo. I don't care if it's one of those type of quarterbacks. But when they say he's injured, that's fine. I get all of that. But if you cannot hit a 15-yard out route when the game is on the line and you had multiple opportunities, for me, not even a franchise NFL quarterback. You're a quarterback that the team cannot win with in the playoffs. So that is what I saw. That is the big thing. We've seen it all along, gentlemen. I've been talking about this all along, but for me, it's solidified in concrete. Baker Mayfield, in my opinion, should no longer be the quarterback for the Cleveland Browns because when the team needs him to make plays, he's shown time and time again that he cannot make plays. Not even one in every three. He does not make plays. That's it.
Kems, you're the nether fan. You and G Star.
Huh?
G Star is a fan of the Browns, and you're the fan of the Packers.
About that game, James, before we move on.
Is what happened?
No, you have anything to say about that game in particular before we move on?
Well,
that was my take.
Sure, I'll talk about it. I believe I said it. When I came on the show first. When you were saying that. I remember there was a particular game you said that, if Baker plays, then we will win. If Baker don't play, then we will lose. And you were trying to hinge a bit on one of those things, right? All right. So in the NFL, right, I believe there are quarterbacks that you win with, there are quarterbacks that you win in spite of, and there are quarterbacks that just need to get out of the team. And I think that is definitely Baker Mayfield. But I can't really blame Baker Mayfield for that game. Yes, he threw 4 interceptions, but if you look, it's easy as just somebody who is just watching the game. You don't really analyze the game, right? It's easy just to blame Baker. But if you look in depth in the game, I would have to blame the coach. I would have to blame the play caller, right? Imagine Baker threw 3 picks up to the time, and they were at the 50-yard line, driving to go and get a field goal just to win the game. Because Aaron Rodgers not getting back the ball, because Green Bay decided to go very conservative and try to protect the lead, right? So they're at the 50-yard line.
You're talking the last drive, right? When they're down by 2.
Yeah, the last drive. Yes.
Okay.
So they're at the 50-yard line for the whole game. Green Bay Packers defense cannot stop the run game, cannot stop Nick Chubb, cannot stop, I think his name is Johnson. They cannot stop any running, but they were getting 6.8 yards a run. And every, like it was unstoppable. Why would you know? Remember, and you also have some timeouts. It's not like you're out of timeouts, You're at the 50-yard line. All you need is probably 20 more yards, and then you're in field goal range to kick, you win the game, and all is forgotten. But then now, after you have been running it all the way to the 50-yard line, now you decide that, okay, now I'm going to throw the ball with Baker. Seeing that Baker already threw 3 picks in the game, why now as a coach? Why now as a play caller? Remember, this coach is the one who won coach of the year last season. Why am I going to put the ball in Baker Mayfield hand now to win me the game when all I need is a field goal?
All right, that's a good question.
Cannot stop the run game.
All right, that's a good question, right? Because my brothers were talking about this in real time, watching that game. And for me, this is what it is. You want to see what your quarterback can do, because eventually, when he gets to the playoffs, you're not going to be able to hide him, So whether you get to the playoffs or don't get to the playoffs, you still need to see what your quarterback can do. And Kems, there's a play that he had to Njoku. Do you remember that play to the Titan on the right side? It was like a 50-yard out route on 1st and 10. It's an easy throw. If he makes that throw, a 15-yard out route, the Cleveland Browns win the game. And I'm saying, how can you?
No, but
I hear what you're saying, I hear what you're saying, that they could have run the ball. I understand that point, but your quarterback, oh gosh, man, him have to be able to make a 15-yard out route.
No, G-Star, but you can't say that, right? Because then again, if you're going to nitpick and pick and choose, then we can nitpick for every single quarterback.
Oh, the coach is to blame as well.
I've seen Jimmy Garoppolo in the Super Bowl miss that same route to Emmanuel Sanders to win the Super Bowl, and then Chiefs came back and won the Super Bowl.
That was a 40-yard bomb. That was a 40-yard bomb.
No, 40 yards.
The one down the middle, it was a 40-yard bomb.
No, so that was 20 yards maximum.
Or maybe we're talking about 2 different plays. No, maybe we're talking about 2 different plays.
No, I'm talking about the last play in the Super Bowl before Patrick Mahomes get back the ball and go down the field and score. But anyway,
and what I'm saying is that the play where they could have iced it, it was like a 40 to 50-yard bomb. But keep going.
Yeah, I see Aaron Rodgers miss those throws. I see Tom Brady miss those throws. I see Peyton Manning miss those throws. So I'm not going to. I can't pick out. That is if I don't like a quarterback. I can't pick out one little play and say this is the reason. As I'm saying, G-Star, I go back to it. I don't need.
Several throws.
Man.
Yeah, but it wasn't one throw. You missed
one. Yeah. No, but I was just addressing what you addressed, right? But
yeah,
I can't go back and I can't say, oh, Baker Mayfield cost us the game. Because even with the 3 picks, even with all that said and done, they had the ball last. All they had to do was run the ball and get into field goal range. They had 3 timeouts. They had just run the ball, get into field goal range, kick the field goal, and all is forgotten. Hold on. You are saying that the coaches need to know what Baker can do. You think we need any more film on Baker to know what Baker can do? We know what Baker Mayfield is. We know what Baker Mayfield has to offer. Baker Mayfield resume is there. There is nothing that Baker Mayfield could have done in that game that would have changed any narrative about Baker Mayfield. It is already there for us to see. You're
wrong. You're wrong on that point. Because if he had led the game-winning drive, if he had completed a couple of those passes, then we would know that he can do it. You understand what I'm saying? he still had a chance, even if it was a 15% chance, 20% chance, 10% chance. That was still an opportunity for him to show his teammates, to show the city, to show the fan base that Baker Mayfield can make plays when it matters. It wasn't just, and I'm saying it wasn't just one throw. And I get that. There's a perspective where if you want to blame the coach, you can, that's absolutely fair. I'm not saying it's unfair that the coach is not to blame as well. I'm talking about from a fan perspective and from an organizational perspective. You said you've already made up your mind. I'm saying for me now, after watching that game, I'm 100%
Okay.
out on Baker Mayfield. That is
So G
where
Star,
I'm
let me
going
ask you a
from.
question. So let me ask you a question, G Star. If you had drove Cleveland down and win the game, then you'd be good. Baker Mayfield still in. If you had drove and
No,
won the game.
yeah. Let's see more now. We can see more. Yes.
You're crazy. You're out of your mind. All right, that's why. Let me tell you. And I've heard about, and that is why, and I'm not trying to shift really quickly, but that is why you see Odell Beckham father go and release that tape about it. You ever see any family releasing any tape against Aaron Rodgers, against Tom Brady, against Peyton Manning, against Elite, against Patrick Mahomes? Even
Of
when
course
Patrick
not.
Mahomes was struggling, everyone knew that Patrick Mahomes would turn it around. Again, remember, Baker, one of Baker's biggest attributes coming out of college, was his accuracy. He was never a big arm quarterback. He was never can throw the ball 80 yards on the field. His accuracy was one of the main things that persons were talking about. And then now we see that he's not special. He's a mid-level quarterback. I, I don't see the difference between him. Is he better than Case Keenum? Probably a little bit, but not somebody
No,
who I'm going to give
he's
the
better than Case Keenum.
not by a lot, not by a lot.
But the
Because
whole point
again,
is that he's not a starting quarterback in the
but
NFL.
let me show,
That
but let me show you
that's it.
something. But let me show you something, G Star. I saw
Christmas,
Case
anything early,
Keenum when Baker was out. I saw Case Keenum drive the same Browns team to a victory. I don't remember which team they played, but they drive on the last drive, and there were a lot of fourth downs in that play, and Case Keenum drive that same team down and win the game. So you telling me, well, Baker is clearly better than Case Keenum? Absolutely not. Their completion percentage is about the same, and their quarterback rate is about the same. It's not much better, but I've seen enough from Baker Mayfield. From 5 games into this season, I know that this guy needs to have everything perfect in order to win. Baker Mayfield has the number one running game. Baker Mayfield have the number one offensive line according to Pro Football Focus. Baker Mayfield have a top 5 defense, and he still cannot win. We have to get him out of town a long time ago. This game changed absolutely nothing for
Ken,
me.
we're arguing the same thing in the blood. All
No,
I'm
but
saying
no,
is,
but you're
I
telling me
realize
no.
it's concrete, it's solidified for me after this game. That's the only difference.
It's solidified for me 2, 3, 5 games into the season, honestly.
All right, and that's fair. So, all right, Christian, you have anything to say about that game, or you want to talk about the Bills versus the Patriots before we move on to this week? But that was a big game too.
Oh, you can go here because it was a good game. I watched the game. Basically, Kems was mad because had Aaron Rodgers lost that game, people would have said there's no way the Packers should lose a game that 4 interceptions thrown. Then the MVP race wouldn't be so like at this margin now where Aaron Rodgers is probably ahead by some distance. Not far, but by some distance. But had he lost that game, it would have been a little tighter
Agreed.
and Kems
Yep.
wouldn't be happy. But it was a good game. I mean, other from the 4, like Kem said, the play caller, the coach, should never put the game in Baker's. And again, let us see what the running game brings us again, since that has been what brought back the Browns into the game, and not Baker's inaccuracy. Since he has come in the league, he has been a turnover machine. He has led the league in interceptions, and I think that's why Kev, coming from out of college as the most accurate person, then you come in the league and you lead the league in interception. That's something. That's something that tells you you're not a quarterback for a franchise.
Too much.
All right.
He's the number one pick. I'm judging him off a number one pick basis. You're the number one pick in the NFL. I need to see number one special. I'm not.
Well, that's
I'm
how it
see-
is, though, Kem, because he comes in with Sam Darnold, he comes in with Lamar, he comes in with Bill. Josh
Josh
Ja-
Allen,
um, yeah, Josh Allen,
but
yeah,
Lamar and
Josh
Josh
Allen.
has proven that they could have went number one. I'm sure the Browns would have been better off with one of those quarterbacks right now,
Oh,
especially with
absolutely.
such an offensive line.
agreed.
And weapons. They have some weapons too. 'Cause they have running backs, wide receivers, tight ends.
Yeah,
So
they have a game. They have a game.
yeah,
But
man.
like I
Yeah,
said, we
man.
can go to the Josh Allen the Bills versus the Patriots. That one I think wasn't going to be easy because of how the loss played out against the Bills. And because they are trying to lock up the AFC, both teams are trying to lock up the AFC. But I thought Josh Allen knew that obviously he's a good quarterback and he must have felt bad that he didn't win that game because he had chances to win that game, even though it was tough conditions and all of that. But and the running game, the Patriots was just running over them like there was no one in front of them. They were just running like it's a 100-yard sprint and nobody was in front, and they just run. But I enjoyed the game. The Bills, Josh Allen showed why he should rule this AFC East basically for some time now. Should basically be the team to beat the Bills. But I don't know what you guys have to say. But I wasn't surprised after the result.
For me, it was definitely a big win by the Bills. Let me see here. So now, Devin Singletary, 12 carries for 39 yards. That much 3 carries, right? That is for me at least the running backs got 15 carries. To me, that's not a lot. I still think the Buffalo Bills need to start running the ball more, to not be so obvious on offense. I think that's a big problem. Defensively, they lost Tre'Davious White, one of the best cornerbacks in the league. That's a big problem. But schematically, or their scheme is excellent on defense. So Buffalo got ran on last time. New England passed the ball only 3 times. So they got fully embarrassed last time. So they had to come back this time and give a good showing of themselves. And that's what to me that's what they did. The Buffalo Bills have more talent. They have the better quarterback, but of course, Bill Belichick is a genius. So it was a good game. The AFC is still up for grabs. I think Buffalo will get it due to a better division record, I believe.
Yep.
So it should be interesting coming down the stretch. Yeah, it's all about the playoffs. New England's going to make the playoffs. Buffalo's going to make the playoffs. So neither of them are going to get the first round bye. So it should be interesting coming down the stretch.
Hey, Manningsman, can you put up back the comment before? All right. So Gunners boss said Peyton Manning led the league in interception as a rookie quarterback. Just saying. All right. So first of all, Baker Mayfield is not a rookie. Number one. Second of all, when Peyton Manning was in the league, he didn't have the number one offensive line. He didn't have the number one running game. He didn't have a coach of the year. So let us just not talk about such and try to compare Peyton Manning and even when Peyton Manning was throwing all those interceptions, we saw a special. We saw a special in Peyton Manning, but his team just wasn't good at that point in time. But Baker Mayfield has a really good team, has great wide receivers, have great running back, great tight ends, just can't get it done.
No,
Um,
I think the
as
biggest thing you said there, Kems, is that Baker Mayfield is not a rookie. That was the biggest thing you said. Baker Mayfield is in about his fourth season. Keep it moving. All right, go ahead.
Yeah, I think we'll go to the
hold
to the
on,
Yeah,
games
hold
this
on.
week.
No, so let me say something about the Bills and the Patriots, right?
yeah.
Again, from I saw, because Bills got the ball first, I think. Yeah. So from I saw how Bills came out to play, I know it would be a tough day for the Patriots. Why? The Bills, this is the first time in Bill Belichick's career he has played against a team that didn't punt the ball. They went for it on every single fourth down. It could have been 4th and 5, 4th and 6, 4th and 7. They were going for it. They were determined to impose their will on the New England Patriots. They were determined to crush them. And there were 3 plays that Josh Allen made. The score was 26-21, and it was 4th and 1. Right? And if he gets stopped, he's right at the 50-yard line. And guess what? New England get the ball with 2 minutes left. We can only assume that they would win. And Josh Allen was surrounded by 3 New England Patriots. And I don't know how he got that. He actually got 9 yards. He needed 1 yard. He actually got 9 yards. So I believe this was a game that Josh Allen really wanted. Sometimes as sporting individuals, as athletes, you circle a particular game on the calendar. They embarrassed me last time, and it's really hard to beat a team twice, especially in the same division. It's absolutely hard because, trust me, these NFL teams, everybody know the plays that you are going to run. New England know the plays Buffalo going to run. Buffalo know the plays New England going to run. So the thing now is who's going to be special? Who is going to be the team? Who's going to be that one player who is going to show me that, they want this? Who's going to be the gold standard? And Josh Allen was the gold standard in the game. He led the team in rushing, which he has done all season. And obviously, he threw for over 300 yards, 3 touchdowns, and he was just absolutely sensational. Matt Jones, still a rookie. Obviously, there will be some growing pains with that. He threw some interceptions. I think, there were some tip interceptions, but, he'll get better. I love what I'm seeing from Matt Jones. I think he's in the right system, under the right coach, under the right offensive coordinator. So I think he'll be fine. But, Josh Allen should win this game, and he did win this game.
Yeah, Kems, just to go back to that point, and because we was talking about Baker earlier, that throw that you're talking about with Josh Allen picking up that 9 yards, it was a difficult play. It was such a difficult play because his offensive line didn't hold up. He was cantering for his life, and then he had to throw back the ball across his body. I remember the play very well. And I think that's what you need a franchise quarterback to do. Plays like those that you don't want to get back, because at that stage, New England is in the game if he doesn't make a play like that. New England is right there, and the momentum probably switch. So it was such a big play. It was such a big play from him, James. That's the type of play that we're talking about. When you look at a franchise quarterback, you want them to make those type of play in meaningful games like that, especially because it's a division game.
Management, put up back Damian comment from if it is. All right. So let me say Titans will win the AFC. Bengals will beat the Chiefs this week. All right. So I know we're going to talk about it, but I don't think this Titans team.
The fixtures, Manningsman, the fixtures.
I don't think.
Let me just say to Damian Oliver, the Bengals ain't beating the Chiefs.
not these Chiefs. Probably if they play them week 2 or week 3, then probably they'll be beat them, but not these Chiefs right now.
You can't say that.
No, I'm telling you, the Bengals. We can bet off here. We bet you any amount of money. The Bengals will lose by at least 20 points in this game. I don't think you understand what's going on with the Chiefs right now.
I want to tell you, Kelsey didn't play, and the Chiefs look more dangerous than ever because Mahomes wasn't forced to give any target to Kelsey last game.
Yep.
So what he did was hitting everyone that was open, even if Ken.
No, I'm not even talking about the Chiefs' offense like that. I'm talking that defense. Remember how poor that defense was. And I'm telling you that Cincinnati offensive line not going to hold up against Chris Jones and those guys who are coming after you, So Joe Burrow going to be running for his life, and I'm sure Joe Burrow going to throw at least 2 or 3 picks. I see the sensation is running and talking about Joe Burrow is a top 5 quarterback. I don't know in which league, must be XFL, but could never be the NFL.
The one thing I want to see though is that the Chiefs bribe you to throw the ball, because they trust they trust Ward to intercept the ball so much that they dare you to throw the ball so they can intercept it. And I'm thinking that probably it's not the best way, but it keeps working. I don't like it, but it keeps working.
Oh, here what no. Chrislyn, do you know that when the Chiefs were at 3-4, and people were saying that we won't even call names, or people were saying that they're not going to make the playoffs, and I said, don't. You have to relax on the cool.
Yeah, it's young. The season was young.
It's the same thing. Same thing here with the Chiefs. They've won 5, 6, 7 games in a row.
They haven't
Eight.
they
I
haven't
mean,
lost. They
Eight.
haven't lost
Eight.
yeah,
since they've been 3 and
since 3
4.
and 4, so they've won 8 games in a row. The Chiefs are the Chiefs, absolutely. But let me tell you something. I watched the Bengals play the Ravens last week, and I understand that the Ravens have some injuries in their secondary, right?
Some,
Tyler Boyd, sorry?
it says some they were playing with janitors and mailmen.
True.
Those were
Fair
who it
enough.
was.
But fair enough. But the trio of T. Higgins, Tyler Boyd, Jamar Chase, and I can't remember what the tight end is. I can't remember what his name is right now, but he's been playing pretty good. And Joe Burrow with Mixon in the backfield, that is a potent attack. And the Chiefs love to remember what Chris Lynch just said. Just like Baltimore, they love the cover zero blitz. So we'll see what happens next week. It's a good test, but I think that the Bengals can put it on them next week. Absolutely. Am I going to pick them to win? You know what? That's my fine. That's my upset special right now. Out the gate, the Bengals beating the Chiefs. Joe Burrow and that offense goes wild.
I think
You're,
I think you're drinking the Kool-Aid, right? I think you're
it's
drinking
any
the
given
Kool-Aid because
Sunday. Any given Sunday.
tell
What are
me
you talking about?
so let me ask you a question.
Mm-hmm.
Did they have T. Higgins, Mixon, Jamar Chase? Did they have him against the 49ers? Did they have them against the 49ers? I think they
I
did.
don't know. I don't know if they had all three. I actually
Well,
don't. Did they?
no, well, I'm telling you, they did, and they
Yeah.
lost that game. Did they have them against the Chargers? Remember, the Chargers have one of the worst defense in the league, in the NFL right now. Did they have them against the Chargers?
Yeah.
Yes, they
Everybody
did.
put up points against the Chargers.
They only scored 22 points with Boyd and Higgins and Chase and all those people. You're telling me again? They played the Baltimore Ravens, who had chefs, janitors,
Yeah, man.
and mailmen on the field. I
So,
expect them to
so
score 80 points.
yeah,
But
man. Grain of salt. But those guys are
If
still
you're
good.
if
We
you're
see the
thinking Joe
volatile.
Burrow is going to throw the ball like he did against the Ravens, against the Chiefs,
Ab-
he's already in
No,
trouble. He's
no.
already in
Absolutely,
trouble.
absolutely not. But
If
what I'm
that's
saying
what
is,
you think is going to happen to let the Bengals win, he's already in trouble.
no. Hear what I'm saying that Joe Burrow is going to get over 300 yards. That's my prediction. It's any given Sunday. My prediction is Joe Burrow will get over 300 yards. Whoever will go off, because any one of them can go off. Higgins, Boyd, or Chase, any one of them can go off. And
all right, all
it's
right.
a
Look at
victory for
this.
for
All right,
the Bengals.
all right. Look at this. Look at this, G Star. If Joe Burrow throw for over 300 yards, he's throwing at least 3 interceptions. Minimum if he throws 300 yards, minimum 3 interceptions. But in the game, in its totality, he's throwing at least 2 interceptions in that game, and probably a fumble. Because I'm telling you,
All right. Is that your prediction?
you guys underestimating this Chiefs D line, and I'm telling you, this Cincinnati offensive line cannot hold up against what name again? Them
Jones?
boys. Yeah,
Jones?
Chris Jones, and they have another player too, man. I don't
Ingram,
remember.
since Ingram came in, they haven't lost a game also.
Frank Clark? You're talking about Frank Clark?
Yes, sir. Yes,
And
sir.
you're talking about probably the defensive tackle I think they got from Washington. I can't remember his name right now.
So Chris Jones on this side, Frank Clark is going to be some serious trouble coming for Joe Burrow. And I'm telling you, he's going to have a fumble in the game, and he's going to have at least 2 interceptions, because I'm more impressed with the Chiefs defense than the Chiefs offense, because obviously I know that the offense will always come together. They have a great
Here's my
quarterback.
question. Here's my question. Are you more impressed with the Chiefs defense or
Yes.
the Cincinnati Bengals offense?
The Chiefs defense.
Because
All right.
of where they're coming from. Because of where they're coming from, G-Star.
They couldn't stop a fly.
We always know that Mahomes can put up points. We always know that Hill, Mahomes, and Kelsey can get it right on any given day. We didn't know if the defense was going to come together, and that's what they did.
Listen, Kansas City is my pick. It was Kansas City and Tampa Bay in the Super Bowl for me again, and that's my pick, But I'm talking about for this game, for this particular game, I think the Bengals will have an upset, but we can
So
keep it moving.
so we can before we keep it moving, can we put a little wager on it there, G Star? Since
You were
I like when
talking
you talk
about
with your
wager the
chest.
last time. G-Star,
And
there
you're
you
giving
go.
me 20, you're giving me 20 points. Sure, if you're giving me a 20-point spread,
You want 20,
20
yeah,
points.
20
You don't
points.
want a bet,
I'll give
G-Star.
I don't know.
I'll give
That's
you
what I
I'll
heard.
give you
That's what I
I'll give you
heard.
a touchdown. I'll give you a touchdown.
A
Touchdown
touchdown
spread.
spread. All right, we can talk off here, man.
All right. Yeah, so I could just go straight to the schedule. Basically, the Bears, two teams that don't have nothing playing for in week 17. It's the Bears and the Giants. Don't know the quarterback situation going to be in most of these games. That is basically resetting and looking towards next season already. Kem,
All right. Before that, Christopher Carroll. First time he's commented. First time I've heard of Christopher Carroll, and I am sure. And he said, "No way." I'm guessing that's Jose. So I think I don't know what he's saying. No way,
No,
Jose. So
he's telling you no way to take that bet. That's what he's telling you. Do not take the bet because
do
you will
not
lose your
lose your
money.
money.
That's what he's telling you,
okay.
really. Hey,
All right.
all right, Chris Lynch. So,
Hey,
Chris Lynch,
we'll
I
see.
disagree with you. I disagree with you, Chris Lynch, when you said these two teams have nothing to play for. Right? I know the
Yeah.
Giants came out. I know the Giants came out and they said that they're going to retain Daniel Jones and they're going to retain Joe Judge. But I believe now the coach is evaluating the roster going into the offseason to say, okay, who do we keep and who do we let go? Because one thing we must highlight: the Giants' defense is a top 10 defense in this league, and they're pretty good on defense, but on offense they're definitely anemic. And we can say, oh, Saquon Barkley injury, Daniel Jones injury, they fire Jason Garrett, all that kind of stuff. But I believe this Giants team, um, who knows? Who knows what's going to happen with Russell Wilson and them boys who could probably come over. I think they just need a quarterback if they get a quarterback because they have good offensive weapons. So I believe if they get a quarterback, but I believe this game is important for them because everybody obviously is playing for, you know, which team that they'll be on next season. For the Bears, Matt Nagy, who is the coach of the Chicago Bears, he's basically out the door right now. So obviously, again, Nick Foles is behind center because Andy Dalton is out and Fields is out. So Nick Foles, obviously, that is a journeyman, but everybody is really playing for a spot. If it's not on the Bears, it's another team. Who can pick me up in free agency? Who can do this? Who can do this? So I think these two teams are right there with each other. So I think this is a very important game for these guys to show what they can do in this league. But I have the Bears winning though.
All right. Kems, I agree with you. I agree with you, but at the same time, I disagree with you.
All
Right?
right.
Um, some of these players are fighting for jobs, absolutely, but it's like watching a basketball game in garbage time, right? Everybody's fighting for spots, always, because it's professionals. But as fans, this game is pretty much meaningless, right? This game is basically for draft position. Which team is going to get the loss so they can have a better draft position in the first round? The coincidentally, the Giants have the Bears first round pick. So if they beat them, that's doubly good. And if they lose, they still get. So either way, this is just about draft position for me. This game is a non-factor. Is Daniel Jones playing in this game?
No, he's not. He's done for the season.
Yeah. So if Daniel Jones is not playing. Saquon is not there. Yeah. This is just
Sa-
as you.
no,
This is just
Saquon
to
is
give
there.
guys a look. Saquon is there.
Yeah, Saquon is back. It's just
Yeah, but
Daniel
the
Jones
season's
not
over.
playing.
The season's over. So to me, this is just a move on game after this.
All right.
Yeah, like you and Kim say, basically, I like Kim's, Kim's really disagree with me now. Kim's add to, Kim's at a different point from me. He not really disagree. I agree with Kim's that players always be playing for their things. So in terms of that, looking at the game from that way, but the game is to fans basically meaningless, basically. But like Kim say, players always looking to get contracts and pick up good contracts and get on to good teams. So I'm basically that. But Matt Nagy, like Kim says, an ex-person, probably through the door already. And all of that. But yeah, I still think the Bears can win win this game.
So, by the way, I didn't give my pick. So who did you give for your pick, Kems? Bears or the
Bears.
Giants?
Bears.
Bears. All right. I'll just be the contrary and just pick the Giants. No reason other than that.
Just a week 17, huh? Yeah, the next game is the
Patriots at Jaguars. Kems, you go.
Ken just go Ken.
I mean, there's honestly not a lot of analysis for this game. Only thing I will say is that coming out of college, I thought Trevor Lawrence was overrated. I still think he's grossly overrated. I don't want to hear any excuse about, again, if you are the number one pick, I'm not expecting
A next Baker.
I'm not expecting you to change the franchise within that 1 year, but I'm expecting to see special. And I haven't seen special from Trevor Lawrence. He has been underwhelming. He has been underperforming. He has oftentimes been the worst quarterback. Like, he played against Houston and he lost to David Mills. Like, that is absolutely unacceptable. I don't want to hear anything about Urban Meyer. I don't want to hear anything out of that. You're a professional.
The Chargers just lost to that same quarterback games. Why you pressuring him for losing?
You don't want to hear that DJ Chark.
Justin Herbert just lost to the Houston in a game that they're looking to wrap up at the back end right now, and they just lost a vital game.
Understood, but then again, when I look at it and I look at you lose, but then I look how you lose. So I look what did the quarterback do to help his team to win? And Trevor Lawrence did absolutely nothing, and I'm tired of this hype around quarterbacks. And to be honest, he's not good enough. He's not better than Tua. He's not better than Justin Fields. He's not better than
Matt Jones.
He's definitely not better than Matt Jones. I'm not sure. I haven't seen a lot of Trey Lance right now. I don't even think he's better than Zach Wilson right now. Didn't Zach Wilson beat him the other day?
Yeah, it's 2 back-to-back rookie quarterback games.
When you have time, Kems, you can tell us the Trevor Lawrence numbers, what Trevor Lawrence numbers are on the season. Like after we go through, so we can hear what Trevor Lawrence numbers are. Because I don't know what his numbers are still enough, to be honest with you. But I agree. He hasn't really made a ton of waves this season.
Kems, there's a question up there for you, because I think you said you don't want to hear anything about Urban
Meyer. So I said I don't want to hear anything about Urban Meyer. Basically, I don't want to hear anything about Urban Meyer leaving, right? Because when Urban Meyer left, Trevor Lawrence came out in his press conference and he said, okay, finally we can have some clarity and we know the direction that we're going. And since Urban Meyer left, he has been worse. He was bad when Urban Meyer was there, but then he got significantly worse. And I'm saying the same thing that G-Star came on here and Coach Baker Mayfield for is the same thing that Trevor Lawrence do. Missing wide open receivers, missing wide open receivers in the end zone, missing easy 5-yard pass, 10-yard pass. This is not what you're supposed to portray as a number 1 overall pick in the NFL. And they're coming from a Clemson system. And again, I said he was a system quarterback from day one, because guess what? In Clemson, he had all the best players. He had absolutely all the best players, all the best wide receivers, all the best running back, great defense, Dabo Swinney, great coach. No, you said Zach Wilson did not beat Lawrence. Football is not QB versus QB. Absolutely understand that. But guess what? When they played against the Jets were missing 20 players. So if I'm looking at that, I'm saying, well, the number 1 overall pick must win that game because the Jets is missing 20 players and a reeling Jets team who has been struggling to win games all season. So why can't the number 1 pick show up and say, yes, I am the man, I am the number 1 pick, let me get it done? Why can't he do that? Time and time again, he has been.
And Kems, to add to your point that the Jaguars has been playing good defense, and they have the defense have kept them into most of the games. Like they haven't lost they haven't lost by a big margin. I must say they were in the game basically and just waiting for something to happen on the offensive end. A big play by.
He's not doing it.
Yeah.
All right. So this is it. G-Star. So he has a 70% pass rating. He has 14 interceptions, 9 touchdowns, and he threw for 3,225 yards.
What's his yards per attempt?
Yards per attempt. We tell you that in a second.
All right, but yeah, 14 interceptions to 9 touchdowns, and he's played probably about 15, 16 games. No, that's not good at all. That's
Like
definitely
it's
not what you want from your number one
er,
overall pick, supposed to be a franchise QB.
you
Even with
like
bad coaching, so I do agree with you when you say you don't want to hear about Urban Meyer, you don't want to hear about anything, which is true. One thing I would say though is that I think who's there? Marvin Jones is his wide receiver. I can't remember, but I just know that DJ Chark was a stud wide receiver, and I think he got injured. I don't think he's back yet. I mean, that's the only thing I could say to come in his defense. But the numbers that you just brought up, I'm pretty sure Matt Jones has way better numbers than that.
yep. And quickly, right? So his completion percentage is 58.7. That's absolutely poor. And then his QBR is 32.6. So for those who are the viewers, so QBR is from 0 to 100, right? So he's at 32%. So there are 32 starting quarterbacks. He's ranked 28. Like that's unacceptable. 14 interceptions, he ties for 28 as well. 9 touchdowns, he's 28 as well. For the yards he has thrown, 3,225, he's 18th in the league. Again, I'm saying that if that is my number 2 or my number 3, not number 2, my second round or my third round pick, all right, I can live with that. But my number 1 overall pick, where I've been told that he's a can't miss, he's super special. This guy will change a franchise. I'm not seeing special there.
All right, here's what I'll say finally, just in defense of Trevor Lawrence. Yeah, he's having a bad season, but it's his first season, and you can't write him off so quickly after one season when they are talent deficient. You know what I mean? I would say give him one more season at least. Give him more weapons. Definitely some better wide receiver help, and see how he does.
Let me ask a question, right? Because Soti posting a lot of things with this Trevor Lawrence. No, Philadelphia, just use a basketball example and see if it works. Philadelphia has what that guy Falls was his name, the point guard that came in that.
False.
All right,
Markel Falls.
right. He was a number 1 pick, I think, as well.
Yep.
Number 1 pick, but
Yeah,
he's
number one overall pick. Yeah.
right. Is that compared to the Trevor Lawrence situation that when you come in, even if you're poor on a poor team, you're supposed to show some form of class as a number 1. Like
That like the example
Well, I think what
Tim
Tim's
give
saying.
about Peyton Manning.
That's what Tim's
About
saying.
Peyton Manning. Even though he was throwing interceptions, we could see the talent.
Yep. Like you have a,
Yeah,
yeah,
Peyton
like
Manning still threw a lot of touchdowns in that season, right?
again,
So
again. I'm just saying, Manning's man. I'm just saying that I want to see special Manning's man. If we're hearing that, I am sure sports is the number 1. If we're hearing, I am sure sports is the number 1 podcast out there. When I'm watching, I am sure sports. I want to see special. I don't want boring. I don't want lethargic. I don't want lackadaisical. I want to see special. When I'm watching Trevor Lawrence, I don't see special. I see third round, fourth round pick. I see boss when I see Trevor Lawrence. When I'm watching Justin Fields, I see special. When I'm watching Matt Jones, I see a ceiling. All right. He can get up to there. He's winning games. He can win games. He can make the throws. I don't see anything that Trevor Lawrence is doing that I can cling on to and say, all right, well, he can throw the ball deep, or all right, well, he can read the defense. I don't see anything special from him. And I've said that since college that he's a product of Clemson's system. So when he went to the NFL, I said that he will struggle mightily. And so said, so done.
fair enough. And I haven't watched enough games. I think I've seen one game of his, so I can't really say, you know, either definitively one way or the other. All right.
I
So
think I didn't give you picks on this game though. Nobody. I think
yeah,
everybody have Patriots.
yeah.
Oh,
I
Patriots,
think,
man,
and I
Patriots.
think that would be a short pick as well, right?
Yeah, I think everybody have Patriots.
All right. So Chris Lynch, the Rams versus the Ravens. I believe the Ravens are at home.
Yeah, the Ravens are at home, and I think Lamar Jackson is going to try and come back to save the Ravens season. They have what?
Yeah.
They're on a 4-game losing streak, while the Rams is on a 4-game winning streak. And the Ravens defense hasn't been playing good because they have given up 29 points in the last 4 games. So that's not good. And I think the Ravens, whether Lamar comes back or not, I think Lamar has to come back and play a great game for them to get over this Rams team who's playing with a lot of confidence. And I just can't see the Ravens really pulling it off, even though they need to, because it's a big thing on their playoff hopes right now, hanging in there, basically. So I think the Ravens, the Rams walk away with this one.
All right, Kems.
All right, so quickly again, Odell spent 2.5 years in Cleveland, couldn't get it right. He was in LA for 2.5 hours, and he fits in that system seamlessly, right? So we can see the difference in quarterback right there. What I'm saying now is, again, as I said, for the Ravens, they have janitors, post office, postmen, like they have a bunch of scrubs on that defense. So, and Cam Akers is coming back for the Rams. So, he's going to add to that running game with Sony Michel. The Ravens can't stop the run. The Ravens can't stop the pass. Obviously, you see Joe Burrow throw for 500 and something yards. So Matt Stafford will be throwing that ball all over the place to Jefferson, to Cooper Kupp, who is definitely trying to get that record. I think he's trying to get that Calvin Johnson record. And so right now, no matter if Lamar come back, Lamar will probably score 80 points. That will be a shootout, and he has to score every time he has the ball. So Ravens have to get the ball first and have to score a touchdown every single time in order to win. Because that defense obviously is no fault of their own. They have just been banged up. And honestly, I think the Ravens will go ahead and miss the playoffs because they have just been too banged up. And when Lamar got that injury, that was the end of it. I believe if Tyler Huntley had played the last game, I think that they probably would have won against the Bengals, but he didn't play either, and they got a guy off the road, Josh Johnson. So I think this is and remember, the Rams are also playing for something because the Rams have to win out in order for them to go ahead and win that division. Obviously, they already clinched the playoffs, them and Arizona, but they have to win out. So they are not just playing; they are actually playing for something because they want to win that division title. So I think the Rams will win this game quite easily. They'll win this by double digits. I wouldn't even be a contest. And then John Harbaugh can go ahead and go into the offseason thinking about those dumb decisions that he made in the Pittsburgh game and also in the Green Bay game. Preferably the Pittsburgh game, though, because if he had won that Pittsburgh game, they'd have definitely been in the playoffs.
I don't necessarily think there were dumb decisions. It just didn't work out. I didn't like the play call against the Green Bay Packers. Sprint out to the right with Tyler Huntley. Just run a read option. Keep it simple. But to this game, though, I think you guys have pretty much said it all. But let's just say Lamar does come back. He's going to have to be Superman in this game for them to win. The Rams are definitely rolling. Von Miller looks like, he's getting into the action some more. They always have Aaron Donald. They always have Jalen Ramsey. So that, so talent-wise, they're big time. And then Cooper Kupp is balling on offense. Ravens couldn't stop anybody. They couldn't stop a nosebleed. The guys that you guys don't rate, T. Higgins and company, Tyler Boyd and company. So the Rams, who did they lose? Marvin Jones? Was it Marvin Jones they lost?
Who that?
The wide receiver for the Rams.
No, Robert Woods.
Yeah, Robert Woods. Sorry. So they lost Robert Woods, but they got Odell Beckham Jr. So at the end of the day, I'm hoping that the Ravens win just so the Buccaneers can get home field advantage. But if I'm a gambling man and we're keeping it objective, I definitely have to go with the Rams in this game.
So you're a Buccaneer fan?
Tom Brady
fan. Like you're
Tom
a
Brady.
LeBron fan. Like you're a LeBron fan and you follow LeBron wherever you go. The man is a Tom Brady fan.
Yeah,
Okay,
Tom Brady.
we need to have a conversation about that fake MVP. But hey, I'll tell you this though, really quickly. If Tampa Bay plays against San Francisco in that first round, it's a first round knockout. Them gone home. Let me just tell you that from now.
All right, I'm yawning. I'm yawning on that one, Kev. I'm yawning.
You remember, Christian, you remember my yarn? You remember my yarn, Christian?
Remember my yarn.
So we all have the Rams. Just versus Buccaneers. Do I have to say anything? The,
Yes,
the
I have to say
Buccaneers are
something.
not. Yeah, yeah. The Buccaneers aren't. They're not playing well. I don't think they're playing well offensively or defensively. Defensive, they're playing a little bit better. They lost Chris Godwin, a star wide receiver. Or no, let me take that back. A superstar wide receiver. And but they got AB back. I think they have enough weapons. AB will ultimately fill into Chris Godwin's spot more and even expand on that spot because AB is just a better receiver in my opinion. I think Tom Brady needs to get OJ Howard involved in the action a little bit more. They have injuries to Leonard Fournette and Levante David on defense, etc. But they're going against one of the worst teams in football, one of the worst organizations in pro sports, in the Jets, and it's gonna be an easy Buccaneers victory. Sure pick.
All right. Um, so again, this will be another game. Obviously, Bruce Arians won't be there because he has COVID. But this will be another game where Tampa will try and get Tom Brady the MVP. Can you believe that Tom Brady has thrown the ball 160 more times than Aaron Rodgers? And he doesn't need to because the running game is good, but they're just force ripening. That's why he throws so much interceptions and have so much turnovers because
No,
they're
why not? That's
force.
not a bad thing. It's not a bad
No,
thing.
you play no. You, if you are the quote unquote goat, if you are like a player within the offense, your numbers will come. You don't need to force to give a man an MVP. Like they're literally forcing to give Tom Brady an MVP, and it's going to be
No,
so
but they're not.
sad.
They're not forcing it, but they're
No,
pressing. Now,
no, no.
it's
They're
slight. It's a slight
forcing.
difference.
No, not so. No, they are forcing G Star. They are forcing the man at the 2 yard line with Leonard Fournette can run the ball in. He's throwing the ball to Mike Evans. Like these little
Green Bay
things.
does the same thing with Aaron
No,
Rodgers.
no, no,
Green
they
Bay
do
does the
not.
same
No, they
thing with
do not.
Aaron Rodgers.
No, they do not. They pass
Buffalo
off the
does the
ball
same
to
thing with Josh Allen.
no, they pass off the ball to Aaron Jones. They pass off the ball to Dillon. But again, he's fighting for the MVP, and you get disqualified from the GOAT conversation anytime you do any little foolishness like that. If you
What?
are the GOAT, no, I'm saying if you are the
G
GOAT,
Star,
firstly,
there's no back in that, and you should not use the Bills. The
Yo, let me
Bills,
tell you
the
something.
best run,
You can
the best runner for the Bills is Josh Allen. Kems is saying that Tom Brady has Leonard Fournette, and at the 2 yard line, he
he's,
doesn't
he's
know why he's throwing the
no,
ball.
no, no. I will agree. I will agree as a Tampa Bay or as a Tom Brady fan that they are kind of
kind of.
going to give Tom Brady the
Jesus
MVP.
Christ.
I can't go around that. But what I'm saying is there's nothing really wrong with it unless you're going to expose him to injury. There's nothing
What?
really wrong with it.
What?
Yeah, it's
But
it's
what
a
you
it's
mean?
a
But what you
psychological
mean?
game. You keep the players happy.
Come on, G Star. Better than that. What you mean if they possibly can expose him to injury? Is the defensive line coming at him? Is the defensive line okay? I'll let him throw. Once he's on that field, I see Tom Brady up 30 points against the Atlanta Falcons. This man still on the field throwing that football. The
That's
other
not
day
his
against
fault. No, no, no. That's not his fault. That's the coach's fault. The coach is
you
the one
think
who's talking about the
no,
game.
you think the coach don't want to take him out of the game and Tom Brady screwing up him spoil self. No, I want to
Brother,
stay. Let,
Tom
let
Brady,
me get you
Tom
right.
Brady.
Let me
Hold
get you
on,
right.
hold on. Time out. If they're up by 30 and the coach is telling Tom Brady to come out, Tom Brady is not going to tell the coach, no, coach, I'm not coming out. That would be national news. It's on the coach to take out Tom
No,
Brady, right? And
come on.
the coaches are the one who are calling the plays, not Tom Brady, but they're calling it for him to win the MVP as they should. That is what they
All right.
should do.
G sir, do
And
you know that? Do you know one second, Christian? G sir, do you know that for more than 30% of the plays, Tom Brady called the plays himself? That is one of the reasons why he's in Tampa, because Bill Belichick wasn't and Josh McDaniels
How
wasn't
you know
giving him
that?
that
No, but how
license.
you know that? How you know that? Where's
That
that
was
stat?
that has been revealed from last season. You never watch what was going on last season after they won the
No,
Super
no,
Bowl?
no, man. Oh, no. I don't know about that stat. 30%
Well,
Tom Brady calls the plays.
he calls the plays
And
and then he
even if, because he's a quarterback, he has the final call on what play happens.
No,
But
no,
at the end of the
that's
day,
not how it goes. That's not how it goes. The coach put in a play. The coach put in a play, and you run that play. But what I'm saying is that he has more. He has more in this Buccaneers offense than he did in the New England Patriots. So you are telling me that he doesn't call the plays. It's up to the coach. That's absolute nonsense. They are fighting to give this man the MVP. They're fighting so bad, so hard because
as
they
they
want the narrative.
should.
They
That's
want the
what they
narrative.
should.
They
What
want
are
the
you
narrative to
talking
be,
about?
he's 44 years old and he won an MVP. Oh,
Yes,
what else can
yes,
this guy do? But
yes. You
but
know why? You know why, Kems? You know why? Because he did his dirty work last season. They won the Super Bowl last season. So you know what you do? You don't think the whole team wants Tom Brady to win the MVP? Of course
well,
they do.
well guess
Of
guess
course
guess
they
what
do. It's
well, guess
about
what
hold on,
passes
hold on. It's about the organization. It's about what's going on in that locker room. What people like you or me think don't matter none at all, brother. Right? They're doing it for them. They're not doing it for you.
well
He
as
has
I
gained
said,
that
guess
trust though,
guess
Kems, to be fair to him. If that's all because of his resume, he has gained all of that
but guess
comes with it.
G Star, guess who's doing it for me? Guess who's doing it for
Who?
me?
Who?
Daniel Allen. You know who that is?
I have no idea who that is.
I'm going to let you know. He is the defensive coach for the New Orleans Saints. He's doing it for me because that game, those two games against the Saints, is what lose
Yes.
Tom Brady. Is what lose Tom Brady the MVP.
I,
Because
I can agree with that. I can agree with
oh
that.
yes,
I can agree.
yeah,
I can agree.
you saw what my boy
Your
Tua
guy,
did to them.
your guy also had a bad one against him. He stunk up your guy to Kems.
Yeah, but good thing that was game number one. Good thing it was game
Yeah,
number one.
no, yeah. Tom Brady for MVP, it looks unlikely unless Aaron Rodgers falters in this last game here. Because I think he played Detroit in his last game, right? So
Yeah, he
unless
play
Aaron Rodgers
Vikings
falters
next.
in this last game, it's a wrap.
Then play the Vikings, then
But
Detroit.
yeah, but get back to the Jets and the Bucks. Right? When I went off on the Tom
Bucks,
Brady
yeah,
love
yeah.
and the Tom Brady hate. Can't manage
Yeah,
it.
but I have Bucks to win this game just by default because the Jets not good. They're missing a bunch of players due to COVID, and they're not a good football team. So the Bucks will win this game.
G
All
Star
right.
ready to the Bucks? Or you
Yeah,
know,
man.
you know.
Remember, I told you. All right. Before this, just one quick thing, please. This is kind of like in basketball a little bit, right? When people were saying the Lakers shouldn't have brought back Kobe Bryant. Different sports, still, you know. But it's just a loyalty thing. In that last year, you give Kobe his 30, you let Kobe take all the shots because he's 20 years in and he's earned it. For me, Tom, and that is what the fans want, that's what the organization wants. So for me, I think that Tom Brady has earned it. Moving on.
He has earned
Bills
it with the
versus
Patriots, not the Bucks. So go ahead.
they just want to ship.
Yeah, I'm
The,
gonna
the
go with
Bills
the
Falcons.
no, I didn't.
I'm
Yeah,
going with
well,
the Bills.
obviously, yeah.
All right, go ahead. Chris Lynch, go ahead. Kick it off now.
Oh no, I never give my Bucks it, but yeah, I'm gonna go with the Bucks. Obviously, yeah, the Jets. You can
Hold
at
on
this
there.
time of
Gunner's
the
boss
season.
has some. Address Gunner's boss first, Chris Lynch, before you do that. He said
And you
whoever
have to
took Aaron
address it.
Rodgers,
Oh, not me. Kems, that's you.
whoever took Aaron Rodgers or any top quarterback out of the game under any circumstances, the MBT and no, hold on there.
The MVP is between Rodgers and Brady. Someone salty, Tom might win.
No, but address the question. What? Read that one there, Chris Lynch, for me. Whoever took
Whoever
Aaron
took,
Rodgers.
yeah, he's saying which coach has ever took Aaron Rodgers or any top quarterback out of the game under any circumstances.
Aaron Rodgers was took out the game, I think 2 or 3 times this season when they were blowing out teams. I mean,
Yeah, it don't happen
yeah.
like regular like what people think, but it do happen. I've seen the Chiefs.
Joe Burrow was just in the game with like 5 minutes up by about 30.
Joe Burrow is not in the GOAT conversation, boss.
Joe
Burrow
Burrow
can stay in
still
the game for as long as he wants.
So Bills versus Falcons. So my apologies. Keep Chris Lynch. Bills versus
yeah,
Falcons.
Bills versus Falcons. the Texans. I think the Texans beat the Chargers last week as well. No, but they have been showing a little fight. But the 49ers really need to get into the playoff picture, and just I think they keep it simple and just go. They're at home.
The
49ers
Bills
are
are
at
at home.
home.
The Bills are at home.
Who am I talking about? 49ers Texans.
Oh, it's 49ers Texans you're talking about? Oh, my apologies.
No, the Bills versus who?
Falcons.
Falcons. Yeah, obviously Josh Allen trying to lock up that AFC East. Yeah, I think he get the better of the Falcons, and probably a two score margin is a good one. I think this is a sure pick for me. I would say. I think Josh Allen get the better of the Falcons.
Yeah, I think the same. I think this is a short pick, absolutely. I think that the Bills have been playing better football. I still want them to run the ball a little bit more, but they're running into shape for the playoffs. I think they have an upward trajectory. So I think the Bills. I think the Bills will win close to a blowout, maybe like at least 10, 15 points. James?
Well, right now, the Atlanta Falcons are ranked 31st in defense. I think that's the last stat I saw. There are 32 teams in the NFL, so they're better than one team on defense. So obviously, this is a very big game for the Bills. I think they'll win. The Falcons can do a little thing on offense. Obviously, I think Bills missing their lockdown corner White, but I still think Bills find a way to get it done. Over this porous Falcons team.
All right, so we all pick the Bills. So we basically have all the right picks. So we all pick the same, except for the Bears Giants so far. Okay, and
Yeah.
then Bengals Chiefs. Yeah, we spoke about this game already. I have the Bengals in the upset special.
Chiefs.
Yeah, obviously I am going with the Chiefs. This is probably one of the most exciting games this week because of what took place last week with Joe Burrow. So now everybody is a prisoner of the moment, including Preacher, including G-Star. They think that what happened last week is somehow going to repeat this week, and I can't see that. Based on how the Chiefs known, they are looking to lock up the AFC and get that bye because they know how important it is. That's why they have went to 2 Super Bowls in the last 4 years, and they know how important it is to get the bye, and they obviously feel comfortable playing with the bye. So I just can't see how people think that Mahomes is going to lose a game from here on if he didn't lose in that 8-game winning streak. I think the coaching staff and the Chiefs understand that the bye is very important at this time.
All right, that's good analysis. No, we're going to this is a critical game. Oh, you're right, Chrisley. So far, that's looking like game of the week. Bengals Chiefs looks like game of the week, but
yeah.
I mean, this game might be a boring game for these two teams, but it's a critical game in terms of the standings and the AFC picture. The Titans are at home to the Miami Dolphins. I believe this is Kem's team. I believe his #1 team, and the quarterback that he's backing all the way in Tua. I can't say his last name. Tua Tagovailoa. Take it away, Kems.
So obviously, Miami Dolphins is the first team who went on a 7-game losing streak and then went on a 7-game winning streak, right? One thing that the Dolphins was lacking at the start of the season was obviously stability at quarterback and their defense. So they changed their defensive scheme, which they're now a top 7 defense in the league, and obviously they have Tua now who is healthy, no Jacoby Brissett because that guy is not good. So we have Tua there. Now, going up against the Titans team. I know the Titans just beat San Francisco, a game that they shouldn't have won. Jimmy G gave them that game easily, right? Jimmy G single-handedly lost the 49ers the game, right? No, obviously, when they don't have Derrick Henry, it's a different Titans offense, right? it's more Ryan Tannehill centric. And obviously, for full disclosure, Ryan Tannehill used to play for the Dolphins, and they get him out of town, right? So it's kind of a revenge game, I would say, for Tannehill. But there's no Derrick Henry, so they
That's
can't
a
run the
good
ball
point.
as effective. Huh?
No, so that was a good point. The
Yeah.
Tannehill revenge game.
Yep. So they're not going to run the ball as effectively. However, um, we have to key in on AJ Brown and to a lesser extent Julio Jones, right? Because AJ Brown, once he gets hot, it's crazy. And Tannehill can definitely use his legs as well. So, I believe that the Dolphins, they always play with a quarterback spy, because I don't know if you guys remember when the Dolphins played against Lamar. Lamar wasn't able to get any yards against them, and they basically blitz all game. I'm taking the Dolphins to win this game. Obviously, I think right now the Dolphins is a better team. I think Dolphins have the better quarterback. I think Dolphins have the better wide receivers as a whole. I love Jalen Waddle. I love Jabari Parker. I love Mike Gesicki, or however his name pronounced. And then obviously picking up Philip Lindsay from when Denver released him, that was a very, very, very big pick because I like that running back. So I believe this game will be one on who make the less mistakes and which quarterback is more special, who make the more special plays. Because the game that the Dolphins played against the Saints, which is obviously a better defense than the Titans, Tua did indeed throw. I think he threw 2 interceptions. One of them was tipped, but he made some beautiful throws down there. So I believe that the Dolphins is heading for the playoffs. Obviously, that last game against the Patriots is going to be tough, but this game is big, obviously, for the Titans. And then we're going to talk about the Colts after that because they and the Colts are neck and neck. But I just think that the Dolphins will have enough just to get over the line.
Okay. Chris Lynch.
Yeah, this is. I think me and Kems have everything else except this one. That I am not going with Kems' beloved Miami Dolphins. I like the Titans. I think, like Kems, it's going to be close. So I think it's a good game to stay away from as a better because it might just be close. And guess what? It's the first time Ryan Tannehill is going to face his former team. So
Really?
it's going to be interesting in that
Yep.
regard. And then 2 of Bill Belichick's proteges is 2 former assistants. They face off. What is his name? Mike Vrabel and Flores. They both face off in this game. So it should be interesting. It has a lot of sentimental things to it. But I think it's still close. And I think the Titans probably by a touchdown or probably even by a field goal because of how close it might be.
Question: did the Titans play the Chiefs this year?
Yeah, they blew them out.
Okay, so basically the Titans need this game for home field advantage, pretty much.
It's an important game. Titans and Chiefs has a lot of important games.
This is low key. Just look at the schedule. This is probably the second best game on the schedule, really, that I see. Yeah, I would go with the Titans. I believe that Ryan Tannehill is a better quarterback than Tua. I'm just not a believer in Tua. They're playing well though. I do like their weapons. Kemp, you're a baller. Like you watch enough ball, enough basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you know why? Because
You watch your favorite player.
You call the receiver Jabari Parker. And for the life of me, myself, I can't remember his first name. I know it's Parker, but it's definitely not Jabari Parker.
Jabari? No, I know Jabari Parker.
Jabari Parker is a basketball player. He plays for the Celtics.
Yeah.
But I can't remember his name right now, and you're right. What I really remember is
Devontae Parker.
Yeah, Devontae Parker. Yeah, man. Devontae Parker. He's a baller.
Yeah, my bad.
And I think they have Kenny Stills and Jalen Waddle is a stud.
No, Kenny Stills there the Saints right now.
No, well, it's not Kenny Stills. The other guy they got from Houston, the burner. Fuller. Don't they have Corey Fuller? Not Corey Fuller.
Will Fuller?
Yeah, don't they have Will Fuller?
He's injured.
Yeah, man, they have Will Fuller too, man. So they have a nice receiving and Mike Gesicki. They have a nice receiving staff down there. I think that and a nice defense. me personally, I just think that they're really a top quarterback away. I think Tua is a game manager, right? He can prove me. He can obviously prove me wrong, but that's what I see from Tua thus far. I believe that the Titans they've been getting it done all season, through a little bit of smoke and mirrors, right? You have to give them credit. The top running back is not there, Derrick Henry. Nobody's really rated the defense coming into the season, but they're finding ways to win, and that's very important in the league. And I just think that this week as well, these things are habitual, and that I think the Titans would find a way to win this week. So I'm
Hey,
going with the Titans.
hey, so let me ask you a question. Because you say, you know that Tua right now is number one in the league in um, pass completions, right? At 70%, right? So what is wrong with, again, I don't know what kind of, I don't know how to judge. I don't know how to judge players, right? If if the player is taking what the defense is giving to them and it is working and it is successful, why are we bashing a player for being a game manager? Tom Brady was a game manager for a very long time with the New England Patriots and winning Super Bowls. I never hear anybody say, "Oh well, he's a game manager, so he's not good. He's not this. He's not that." Why are we? Tua is on a 7 game winning streak. Obviously, um, he was hurt, so that's why they're not on a bigger winning streak. But he was hurt, right? And then
Mhm.
he leaves the league in completion. He is ninth in the league in QBR percentage at 55%, right? So how we come to this conclusion that he is just not a good quarterback? What has Ryan Tannehill shown you? What has Ryan
Yeah,
Tannehill shown you that he's better than Tua?
he showed me that he can make plays when it matters.
When have you made play that matters?
Didn't he get to the AFC Championship game? That
With
wasn't all
Derrick
Derrick
Henry,
Henry.
Derrick
That
Henry,
wasn't.
that was all Derrick
It
Henry,
wasn't all
all
Derrick
Derrick
Henry.
Henry.
Derrick Henry's. Hold on, Derrick Henry's been out this year, right? Derrick Henry's out,
And they have been
and they're
out
still
since.
doing their thing. Hold on, no.
Not
Um,
at all. Not at
what's
all.
the wide receiver? Julio Jones was out for a while, right? Look where the Titans are. AJ Brown, their stud wide receiver, was out. The Titans are still right there, second in the
No,
AFC. Who's
they're
been
not.
the constant?
No,
Ryan
no,
Tannehill. Tell
no.
me you tell me Tua is throwing for 25 touchdowns and has 10 interceptions, then I'll take it back. But is Tua putting up big stats?
All right. Well, first of all, Ryan Tannehill play every game this season. Tua hasn't. Right. What I'm saying is that when Derrick Henry went down, they had such an enormous lead over everyone else. And as soon as he went down, the whole AFC gap started closing down on the Tennessee Titans. That is why it is close right now. So I'm not sure what you're talking about when you're saying, "Oh, the Tennessee Titans are still holding the ship." They were far out. Now the gap is closing down. Now the Colts catch them up. Now everybody is catching them up and things. So that's why this game is so important. If Derrick Henry was still there, Titans would have been the number one seed, would have been runaway. But then when a team gets the key in and a quarterback that is not good because he's very limited, he's not as accurate as Tua. Obviously, he's not. He could throw the ball downfield, he could run with his legs, but he's just not a quarterback.
Does
He's not
Tua
a
throw the
top 10
ball down the
quarterback.
field? Before I
I'm
go on,
sorry?
does Tua throw the ball down the field?
Did you see the 40-yard bomb that he did against
But
against the top
we're
three
not,
defense?
bro, we're not talking about one throw every 3 games. We're talking generally. Does Tua get the ball down the field?
Yes, when he needs to. Of course, absolutely.
All right, all right. All right, you tell me what Tua's yard per attempt is. You said that he's at 70% completion. If
Mm-hmm.
Tua has over a 7.5, we'll give him a little bit more props. If he's over a 7.5, tell me what
Does
Tua's yard per attempt is, please.
Tannehill, hold on. First of all,
Because
you
I
can't
don't know
ask
what it
Tua,
is, man.
yeah, but you can't say Tua for be over 7.5 when Ryan Tannehill is not even over 7.5.
So what
So
is
what are
Ryan?
you
But
saying?
I don't Ryan Tannehill either. I just think he's
No,
better
but
than
no,
Tua.
but yes, exactly. But if you're saying better than Tua, then you have to give me the
So
Ryan
tell me
Tannehill
what they
standard.
are. No, but tell me what they are. You never tell me what the yards per attempts are.
I mean, I don't know what the yard first attempt is. That's not what I'm
Yeah. So what?
arguing.
So
You are no. Hold on, no. Hold on, no.
we'll
G
move
Star, hold
on
on, G
and
Star.
then research
No,
that, please. Yeah.
no, G Star. You can't bring up a point and ask me for research it. That don't make no sense. I don't mean ask for yards per attempt.
No, because
You
you're
were
right
talking about
there.
that.
No, because
No.
you're right there. I can't use my device right now. That is why. If you don't want to, it's fine.
No, I understand G Star, but I'm not gonna try to prove your point. What I'm saying is that what I've seen from Tua, and I've often said this, once Tua is healthy, what I've seen from Tua is excellent quarterback play. What I've seen from Ryan Tannehill is absolutely mediocre. That's all I'm saying. Even when he had Derrick Henry,
and I'm saying, Kems, that's fine. It's okay for us to disagree. I don't think Tua is a good quarterback. I don't think Tua is a franchise quarterback. And guess what? I can be wrong, you know. I can be wrong. But thus far, I have not seen that. I just see a guy. He's JAG, just another guy.
Okay. All right. So let me ask you a quick question before we move on. So if Tua wins this game, what will be your talk next week Wednesday? Let me just know.
Then I'll give him more props. I don't mind giving more props. There's nothing wrong with that, but you have to show it. It can't be all hypothetical, right?
But it's
Tua was picked number 5 in the draft. Who was Tua picked over? He was picked over somebody more special, if I can remember correctly.
He was picked over Justin Herbert.
Okay.
Justin Herbert was 6.
Yeah, and Tua was 5th. So for me, right now, Tua hasn't validated that draft position yet. As simple as that. That is why they were trying to get Deshaun Watson.
No, that is not why. Deshaun Watson
That's
is a
because
much better quarterback.
He's a great quarterback.
Than 90% of the league. What are you saying?
But Chris Lynch, answer me this. Do you think the Cincinnati Bengals are trying to get Deshaun Watson?
If they could,
no,
they would.
If you're not Green Bay, Ravens, Chiefs, Tom Brady team, Bucks, then anybody would try to get such a quarterback because he's that level.
That's what we're getting disagree. Guess what? I don't think the Los Angeles Chargers, they would inquire because they have Justin Herbert. They found their franchise quarterback. The Ravens in Lamar Jackson, they found their franchise quarterback.
I said that. I said if you're not the Ravens, Chiefs, Bucks, Packers,
and you
only one that you're elite.
You put Joe Burrow, Herbert, Josh Allen, all of those guys are in that list too.
Me personally will take
is on the list.
Yeah, Josh Allen you could put on the list too. But me personally think that he's in that realms of the great quarterbacks that's playing right now. That he can play good at the position.
Tua is not there yet. That is what I'm saying. He's not there yet.
Chris Lynch, let me show you something funny, right? Let me show you something funny with G-Star argument. G-Star just tell me earlier that Trevor Lawrence needs to get some more time, right? Tua has played probably 2 more games than Trevor Lawrence. Probably 2 or 3 more games than Trevor Lawrence. But him tell me, say, Tua haven't shown me. Tua not special. But same Trevor Lawrence, G-Star came up here on I Am Sure Sports and said, well, hey, I'm going to give him another year or 2 to see what he can do.
Careful. No, careful, because when you misrepresent my words, that's what I don't like. I never said. Hold on, no, I never said Tua can get more time. Tua can get more time as well.
But you eliminated that part of your argument. All you're saying, Tua is not. Your opinion, Tua is not good. Tua is not this. Tua is not that. But for Trevor Lawrence, you never say any of that. You say Trevor Lawrence. Only thing about Trevor Lawrence, I'm going to
because I haven't seen Trevor Lawrence.
Well, you haven't seen enough of Tua either because you can't come with this argument if you have seen Tua.
But
if you have seen Tua, you can't come with this argument.
This is a big. I've seen Tua. No, I have seen Tua. This is a big game. We're all going to watch this game, so we can all come back next week and talk about this game. That's the beauty of sports.
When Tua win, I'm not.
So you're going with the Titans.
I just want you to apologize.
Yeah, of course I'm going with the Titans. It's gonna put my stock in Tua, Chris Lynch. Come on, man.
All right, the next game are the Colts and the Raiders.
That's
By
an
the
easy
way,
one.
Carson Wentz. I think
No, I'm
Carson
lying.
Wentz is on the COVID list.
Oh, on COVID. You're right. So that means you're gonna miss this game.
Yeah,
Then, based on that reason, I'm going with the Ravens. Simple as
Raiders.
that. Yeah, Raiders. Sorry.
Who is Cole's
Colts
backup
at home.
quarterback?
I don't even know who their backup
Eh?
quarterback is.
Who is Cole's backup quarterback?
Oh, I think it's Jake Fromm, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure about
No.
that.
That's for the Giants. He's for the Giants.
Yeah, a Giant
He,
stud.
he used to play in the Colts, so I don't even know who their backup quarterback is.
What I
I
can tell
think
you is that MVP candidate Jonathan Taylor will be looking to put up numbers again.
all right. So
Absolutely.
their backup quarterback is Sam Illinger or something like that.
I've never heard of him.
But what I will say is that I guess what talk? You talk, Chris Lynch? Go ahead.
Yeah, maybe just go ahead. I'm still going to go with the Colts. Still going to go with the Colts because of Jonathan Taylor. I respect the fellow. Runs good. He's basically in the MVP race, to be honest. But he's not going to win. But Derek Carr and the Raiders should, like I said, should win. But I just think that the Colts can pull off an upset and
So
keep.
this is your upset special, basically.
Yeah, this is my upset special. The Colts. I like the team. I really like the team.
All right, Kims.
So every time the coach asks Carson Wentz to throw the ball more than 35 times, the coach never wins.
Remember, he's out.
No. That's make a point, man. So the Colts never win a game. So clearly, it is showing me that obviously the Colts' strength is in the running game. They have a great offensive line, and Jonathan Taylor is an absolute beast, right? And let us not play ourselves. The Colts defense, they're really good, all right? And I am not sold on Derek Carr at all. I've bet some money on Derek Carr this season, and he has lost me every single dollar of it. So I'm not sold on Derek Carr. So I don't think that the Raiders defend the run well. Yeah, I think they're ranked 20 something against the run, if I remember correctly. I don't think they defend the run well. I think that obviously Frank Reich is a better coach than the Ravens filling coach who is filling in for Gruden. So I'm going after I agree with Christian. I have to go with the Colts. The Colts have a lot to play for because after the Dolphins beat the Titans, of course, then if the Colts win this game, they are now in charge of their own destiny. So I'm going with the Colts for this game. I believe that good team, and I'm telling you, just like I was saying, the Bucs don't want to face the 49ers. No team in the AFC want to face this Colts team at all. Every team running from this Colts team because this Colts team great on special teams, great on defense, great offensive line, great running game, A+ coach. So they started out. I think they started out 1-3 or 1-4, and now they are where they are. So they're playing some really good football. Unfortunate that Carson Wentz won't be here, but I've heard big things about this backup QB. He was a 6th-round pick out of Texas. So let's see what he can do. So I'm going with the Colts on this one.
All right. So Dre, Any Weather Sports says who meeting us in LA? 56-14. More scores like that to come. I believe this must be a Cowboys fan, clearly.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cowboys. You can't go around the Cowboys. They're playing well. Micah Parsons is a boss. Dak is Dak. They got the receivers. They got the defense. The Cowboys are a nice side. I do not like the Cowboys. Cowboys are like Manchester United for me, or the Yankees. I just don't like them. Next one, Washington against.
So who you go with? You go with the Raiders, G-Star.
Yeah, I went with the Raiders because that's the backup quarterback. Whoever his name is, I can't go with that backup quarterback over Derek Carr.
Right.
Next game, the Washington football team at home against, you could say, a semi-surging or a surging Philadelphia Eagles. Anybody?
Yeah, that was a disastrous performance by by Washington, I must say. And I don't think anybody's confident and betting on Tyler Heineke and the Washington football team after that. But the Eagles did beat them in December. It was they beat them by 10. It was 27-17 in this earlier up in December. What was it? A week ago or two?
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I have Philadelphia because of how they have been going and seem very they have what? They have pulled up 184 rushing yards in their last 3 games. So yeah, I'm going with the Eagles.
All right, Kev.
So again, this is the NFL. These are pros. Obviously, Washington was absolutely embarrassed by Dallas. I don't think that it will happen two. I don't think it will happen 2 weeks in a row. Even though Washington hasn't blown us away with their defensive front, they have been a steady. They have been a steady team. They were in the playoffs. Just a week ago, they were in the playoff as a wild card. Now they're out. What I like about Philadelphia, though, is that, my thing is, if you're not a great team, at least have an identity. And Philadelphia has an identity. They will run that football down your throat. Run it, run it, run it, and run it some more. Right? And right now, the Philadelphia Eagles are sitting in the playoffs, and I believe this is a team that nobody wants to face again. Because guess why? They will run that football and have your superstar quarterback on the bench just watching the game. And they'll run that football for 8 minutes, 9 minutes, and your superstar quarterback on the bench getting cold. Um, I'm going. I like Jalen Hurts. From he was at Alabama, I liked him. Even when he went over to Oklahoma, I still liked him. I like Devontae Smith. I like what's his name again? Dallas something Goddard or something like that. That Titan, like him
JJ
as well.
Ortega.
No man, the Goddard man, the Goddard guy.
Oh, Goddard, the Titan.
Yeah, I like him. I like on the defensive side, I like my guy Fletcher Cox and that, and I think Fletcher Cox. No, Alisa, Derrick Henry won't be back until like playoff time. So, um, so as it relates to
Scary.
as as it relates to this game, I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles. I'm going with they probably win by probably like 4 or 5 points, but I'm going with the Eagles to win this game.
Yeah, I'm going Philly. After that tobacco, with Dallas last week, uh, there was a little fight on the sideline. So it's the NFL, so they're going to show more pride. But I don't think they don't really have anything to play for. So this is kind of like the dog days in the NFL. And of course, it's probably better at this point. It's probably better for their franchise to lose more games
Who
than win games.
hold on? Who doesn't have anything to play for?
Washington.
They are still in the playoff hunt right now.
Yeah,
What's
they
the
are
record?
in the hunt.
If they win this game, they're back in the play. They're back in the wild card position, I believe.
Really? What's the record?
I think they're what 7-8. I believe. I think 7-8 when
Oh
they
well,
lost that
maybe it's
game.
just some bad teams. I guess there's just some bad teams in the bottom end of the
They,
NFC right now.
they
I guess
are.
that's just basically it. So sorry about that then. I guess they do have something to play for, a first round exit. But I guess that's better than nothing. With Taylor Heineke, so it is what it is. So this is it. Two NFC East rivals. Um, so it should be a decent game just because of the rivalry and the whole NFC East matchup. But I have to take
Mhm.
Philly. Washington just looks like more of a mess at this point in time. So, and I think Jalen Hurts, when in doubt, pick the better quarterback. And I don't Jalen Hurts, sorry, still not the greatest passer, but sometimes he does enough to get the job done. So I'm going with Philly.
All right.
And then a big, big surprise last week, the Chargers losing to the Texans. So this week, the Chargers are at home at SoFi versus the Denver Broncos. Another up and down 7-8 team versus like a 8-7 team. So for me, I just gonna pick the Chargers, better team. who am I gonna trust in at the quarterback position for the Broncos? Definitely not Teddy Bridge.
No,
They came with
Bridgewater is still out. They have Luck.
who is it? Luck
Drew
and
Luck. Yeah,
Drew Luck.
Drew Luck.
So yeah, so Drew Luck. To me, Drew Luck is better. It's a better option. The Broncos still don't believe in Drew Luck though. Up and down team. I like the Broncos in terms of their defense. But this game, it's a must-win game for the Chargers after being embarrassed. So I'm going with the Chargers on this one.
Well, check me out, right? So check me out. This is a must-win game for both teams. Must-win game for both teams because again,
Sure.
Broncos are still in the hunt at 7-8. Obviously, if they win the game, they are at 8-8, and Chargers will be at 8-8 too. All right, so they're
No,
still
why
in
I
the
say that
hunt.
I don't take the Broncos serious. That's why I'm saying that.
Oh, okay. Well, I believe that one of the main reasons why the Chargers lost the game last week, obviously, it's not an excuse, but it's more of a reason. They lost their star running back. At the start. Before they
That's
came
it.
onto the field. Yeah, Eckler. Yeah. So he didn't play that game, and obviously, when you turn a team one-dimensional and they're going to throw, then your defense can set for those throws. When you don't have a running game. So, really unfortunate. But I think that the Chargers will bounce back. I think Drew Lock. I don't know how you like that guy. I think he is a turnover machine. He has a big arm, but I think he's a turnover machine. And I think he will lose you games more than win you games. I don't think he'll win you any games, but I know he'll lose you a lot of games. And Teddy Bridgewater doesn't have the biggest arm, but he doesn't make as much mistakes, right? And the less mistakes you make in this league, the better opportunity you have to win. So I think Justin Herbert, wins this game and make their way back in the playoffs. And I don't think they win this game. I think they're a better team than Denver. I think Denver, obviously in the offseason, I think Denver have everything that they need to compete apart from a quarterback. So I think they will be in the quarterback running for Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson and Jimmy Garoppolo, all those guys.
Definitely not Jimmy G.
Yeah, it's
Why not? Why not Jimmy G?
I don't wear Jimmy G.
Or at least better than what they have.
Yeah, still. Go ahead, Chris.
Yeah, the thing about it is a divisional game. The Broncos, we didn't. I think you guys probably don't remember. The Broncos did beat this Chargers team in the first meeting, 28-13. But no, it's the business end.
That's in Denver.
Yeah, I know it's the business end, and I really think that the Chargers got a wake up call last week. Because more than likely, you think that you just go and win against the Texans. That's not how it is in professional sports. Everyone really wants to win, no matter if it's a game that you don't win and you don't go nowhere or whatever it is. It could be the last game of the season. That's how it is. So I think the Chargers and Herbert get back to winning ways in this one.
You watched LeBron press conference last night, Chris Lynch.
I don't watch the Lakers. I'm not watching the Lakers unless they make it to the playoffs. I have no time for them.
I hear you, boss. So I'll pick the Chargers pretty much. All right, next game. See if we can do the pace a little bit, speed it up. 49ers versus the Texans. 49ers at home with everything to play for.
49ers.
Yeah, but that's good. 49ers.
No reasons.
I mean, they're just a better team. Better coach, better defense, better special teams, better wide receiver, better quarterback. They said that Jimmy G is a bit banged up with his finger, so probably Trey Lance will start. Who knows? Whether it be Trey Lance, Chris Lynch, or G-Star starting at that quarterback position, it doesn't really matter. 49ers they're going to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball with Deebo Samuel and just run the ball down your throat. So I think the 49ers will win this game and try and secure that playoff spot.
All right, I think you said everything that needs to be said for me. Yeah, 49ers are a better team, period. I'm going with the 49ers.
Seahawks, Lions.
Where you going? You going 49ers, Chris Lynch?
Yeah, 49ers.
All right, so yeah, Seahawks Lions. To me, it's the same thing as the 49ers Texans. Lions. How many wins Lions have? Was it one? One win and one tie?
Two win and a
Oh,
tie.
okay. So two wins,
Yep.
one tie. Russell Wilson hasn't had the greatest year. None at all. Been injured and hasn't played well since coming back from injury. But it's the Detroit Lions. I said the Jets are probably one of the worst organizations in professional sports in the States. I think the Lions are right there. Actually, I probably think the Lions are worse an organization than the Jets, right? I can't remember the last time the Lions have won a playoff game since I've ever even watched NFL, right? Barry Sanders retired because it's a bad organization. Calvin Johnson retired because they're a bad organization. So they've been bad ever since then, and they're still bad now. Matthew Stafford looks a lot better in the Rams as he did before with the Lions. So I'm going with the Seahawks simply because they're a better team and are just a better organization.
Um, I'm not sure if I agree with you about a better team. Obviously they have won more, but if you try and match up this team, man for man, it's not definitively. I will say the Seahawks is a better team. If we remember, the Seahawks they just lost to the Chicago Bears. I believe that the Seahawks need to change. I believe that their offensive game is being figured out. Obviously, Pete Carroll just wants to run the ball. He's a defensive coach. He's been great for them, but I just believe it's time for a new voice. So it's either Russell Wilson leave or Pete Carroll leaves. But in this
Or they
division
both.
where they both can leave, but I don't
I
think
think
that
Russell will come.
I don't think they're gonna do that. But in this division where you have three outstanding teams, Rams, 49ers, and Arizona, you can't come up substandard in this. But I don't know who to pick. I wish I could have picked a tie because I believe this might end up in a tie. How bad these two teams are. But I'll just go with the home team just because it's the home team. So I guess that's Seattle. So I'll just go with them.
Yeah, like you guys, I think it should be a close game, and I go with the home team as well. Yeah.
I said, but nobody really rate the Seahawks again, so no love for Russell anymore, eh?
Well,
All right.
well, well. No, that's not it in a G Star. But with more information, then we have to go based on the information, not on the history, on the current information. That's what we're working with. And he's not playing complementary football right now. He's not cooking, as they say, let Russ cook. He's not doing that. He's not looking like an elite quarterback right now. He's looking like a mid-level quarterback. So we just have to call a spade a spade.
All right, fair enough. So, I see the Dolphins Titans as the second biggest game. But here's one right here. This is probably a cracker. This is probably Joe Buck and Troy Aikman. Speaking of Fox, with all the way from John Madden. The Cowboys play the Cardinals at what's the name of the Cowboy Stadium? Texas AT&T or
Yeah,
is it AT&T Stadium?
AT&T Stadium, yep.
AT&T.
Yes, yeah, the AT&T. The Cardinals, I think 3 losses in a row, not looking good. Chris Lynch.
Yeah, the Cardinals basically they look like they flipped the script. No D up, no D up, no DeAndre Hopkins, and they just don't look like the same team. They don't look like the same team again. And we all knew what Dak Prescott and his offensive team did last week, and the defense did play good too because they basically got interception. So they did well. They had 41 points at the end of the first half, 42 points at the end of the first half. That's how great they were in a game that they just basically hold by the scruff of the neck. But I think it's the same thing again. I think that the defense is playing so good. You mentioned his name, G Star, Micah Parson. He's playing good. And I just can't see with Cardinals needed one win to lock up a playoff spot. I think that they are in more trouble again and they go ahead and lose this one. Dallas, the home team, win. And I think
Okay.
it's probably by 2 touchdowns based on how this Cardinals team looks.
Wow. All right. For me, you know how these things go, ebb and flows, and Dallas has been playing well. Cardinals are down. All the psychology. Kyler Murray didn't have a good game last game, so these things tend to balance out. So for me, I'm going with the Cardinals upset. Just because just psychology wise, when you're on top of the world, the NFL usually has a way of just humbling you. And I think this will be a humbling game for the Cowboys. I think Dre and his force not getting like that. But I think Kyler Murray and company, I know they got no D Hop, and I know that AJ Green hasn't been looking good at all season. But I think Kyler is going to show his class in this game. It's a excellent Dallas Cowboys team in my opinion. Should be a nail biter, but I think Cardinals is going to edge it coming down the stretch with Tyler Murray with a game-winning either field goal drive or a game-winning touchdown drive to win the game.
All right. We have Brain Drain saying, I still think Kyler Murray is too short to be an elite QB long term. I disagree with that. There have been a lot of short, quote unquote, QBs that has been elite. Drew Brees, Kyler Murray, I believe, is actually taller or on the same height as Drew Brees, I believe. But
As well
I
as
think with
Russell
Kyler,
Wilson.
no, but not because Russell Wilson carrying on done it. You see me? As I'm already mentioning. But I think Kyler Murray is a dual threat. He can throw the ball and he obviously can use his legs. So I think right now he's an elite quarterback, but if someone say he's not, then I won't, but I think he's elite. For this game, I don't want you guys to get caught up in the Kool-Aid. Well, at least not you guys. Chris Lynch. I don't want Chris Lynch to get caught up in the Kool-Aid. You remember the last time the Dallas Cowboys went and they run up the score on the Atlanta Falcons, score 40
And then they buck up the Chiefs.
9 points. 9 points they go when they go up against a pretty good team. So normally when Dallas go ahead and empty the chamber, so to speak, they follow it up with not so good performance. Obviously, they are elite at wide receiver. You can say Michael Gallup. You can say CD Lamb. You can say Amari Cooper. You can even say Schultz as a tight end, and we see Ezekiel Elliott. Been doing this thing right now from the running back position, and even Tony Pollard, right? And obviously, you guys mentioned Micah Parsons, and also let's not forget Diggs as well. He has 11 interceptions. So, but I'm going with G Star. I have to go with the Cardinals for this game. Why? The Cardinals has been better away than on their home turf, right? And obviously there have to be a sense of urgency because they know, hey, if we continue slipping down the standings, we might have to play the Rams in the first round, and no one wants to play the Rams in the first round to how hot the Rams are right now. So I believe that Kyler Murray finds a way to win. I think Cliff Kingsbury, who is the coach of the Arizona Cardinals, I think he simplifies the playbook. Obviously, there's no D Hop, so I think there have to be some more RPOs, some more quarterback runs, because right now Kyler Murray, I don't think a lot of persons can catch him in the league. So we have to, just like when Lamar Jackson get the ball and just take off, I think Kyler Murray have to do the same thing and have the Cowboys on their heels from ball one, because if you make that get comfortable, those receivers get comfortable, Diggs go ahead and get 2 interceptions early, then you're in for a long night. So I'm picking the Cardinals to win.
All right. Let me just say something to what you said a while ago, James.
Yes,
For
sir.
me, in terms of the quarterbacks calling design runs, I'm a Josh Allen fan, and I know he's running the football a lot, but Josh Allen's like 6'5", 240. But eventually, just like Cam Newton, we've seen it. Those hits in the NFL, those hits catch up to you, right? And then now Lamar Jackson injured his ankle on a design run. Kyler Murray injured his ankle before on a design run. So for me, I'm not saying you never use design runs for quarterbacks, but I'd rather see them limit the hits on your quarterback, especially Lamar Jackson, and then definitely especially Kyler Murray. Now bring it back, Morningsman. The CC Sports Lab had a comment before that one. Yeah, Kyler Murray will be elite in his own stature. I don't know what that means, but for me, Kyler Murray is already an elite quarterback. I think he's made the Pro Bowl already, right? Didn't he make the Pro Bowl this year, Kyler Murray?
He did. He did.
Yeah, so he's already elite. Forget how tall you are. Don't see him winning the Super Bowl. I think that's way too early to say that. This is like his second year in the league, and he's having tremendous success already. But and then no, he should have a great career. Fair enough. And who knows, go play baseball. That's the funny part of it. He
All
ain't gonna
right,
play.
we're racing game to clock G-Star. So the Panthers Saints game, we'll analyze it because the other two games, I think we're going to save the analysis for those two games, that two last games. So let's go with the winners for the Panthers Saints.
All right, Saints.
Saints.
I'm done.
Okay, I go with the Panthers. All right, so the Vikings versus Ken beloved Packers. Ken, you can just take it away.
All right. Since we're against time, I'm going to go really quickly. Obviously, I don't know if Dalvin Cook will be back for this game, but I know he was out the last game, and then obviously there's the Minnesota offense is different without Dalvin Cook. I already tell you, Kirk Cousins is the most overrated quarterback in this league, the most overpaid, and obviously they beat Green Bay at Minnesota. Was it at Minnesota or at Lambeau? One of them. But they beat Green Bay in the first meeting. It was a shootout, some questionable calls. But right now, again, Green Bay need that number one seed. They need it. So, I believe that, the Packers, they lost Kevin King due to COVID. But I think Jair Alexander, who has been out for a very long time, I think he's coming back as well. So I think the Packers will be fine. As long as Dalvin Cook is not there, we'll blow them out. If Dalvin Cook is there, it'll be a more tighter game. But I still have confidence that the Packers will win.
All right, the Packers has been playing suspect. But honestly, I'm going with a little bit a heart on this one, right? Not because I like the Vikings, but I'm going with the Vikings. Kirk Cousins, it's a tough game. It was a tough game last time they played in a Vikings win. They're in Green Bay this time. Aaron Rodgers, this is basically he can wrap up the MVP, like wrap it up with a victory, and if he plays well, especially. So there's a lot on the line. Home field advantage is also on the line. I think the Vikings need this game to keep being in the playoff hunt. Division rivalry: Packers versus Minnesota, Green Bay versus Minnesota. I'm going with the Vikings in this one in a nip and tuck ball game.
Yeah, because of yeah. Go ahead, Ken.
No, but I said I got to respond to Brain Drain comment when you were saying, will the NFL survive this new COVID surge? Not looking good. I don't really think the NFL has a big COVID surge as the NBA. I think the NBA is more concerning. Right now in the NFL, obviously they're at the tail end of the season, going into the playoffs. It's almost over. All right. So I believe that they will definitely survive it. And just for full disclosure, the NFL has indeed changed their protocols. So instead of missing 10 games, you just now miss. In 10 days, you now miss 5 days, and that's it. So they have changed the protocol. So I think the NFL will be fine. They have $1 million doctors, $1 million everybody, $1 million people doing research. So they'll figure it out. They'll get it done, and they'll get the season over.
Fully agree with that, Ken. Yeah, like I say, the Vikings and the Colts is two teams that I like to watch. I try not to miss those games, and I think Dalvin Cook comes back. And guess what, Ken? The last team to beat a team in Lambeau was who? The Vikings. So, yeah. In the regular season.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think if Dalvin Cook comes back, it's going to be a tough one for the Packers, who is struggling defensively. I've gave up 28 points basically, and that's not good. Aaron Rodgers basically bailing them out game after game for these last probably 5 or so because of how bad the defense has been and giving up points. So yeah, I go with the Vikings. and that
All
Yeah,
right.
note.
they activated Dalvin Cook, so he will play.
Awesome.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good news for the Buccaneers. So Steelers versus the bad news Browns. Oh gosh. Chris Lynch, take this one away. It's in Heinz Field. It's in Pittsburgh.
Yeah, I think I don't know if you remember that Baker Mayfield and the Steelers and their postseason run last year, and this game is tipped as one of the biggest 2G star. Not this one because of how it play out. If the Browns win, they end the Steelers playoff hope. So this is how it's going to play out now. I think that Baker Mayfield come and redeem himself because he's confident against the Steelers team because of what he did in the postseason run. So I expect, unlike what the play call went to last time and give Baker Mayfield that ball in his hand, I think Nick Chubb get most of these calls now. Nick Chubb become the go-to man, like Kens wanted, and I think the Browns find a way to win against the Steelers.
But quickly, Chris Lynch, if you say that Nick Chubb going be the man, how Baker going to redeem himself? Remember,
he's going to play decent enough.
Not at all. I don't think so. Remember earlier in the season, I think the Steelers already beat them. I think the Steelers beat them this season when the Steelers were reeling. Obviously, the Steelers' offense is absolutely terrible. We saw that last week against the Chiefs. It was just heartbreaking to watch. But when you play against a division rival, especially the Browns, remember the Browns come and they dance and the little Steelers little thing at the half line or whatever that call. So I believe that. Remember, Mike Tomlin has never had a losing season. Should he win this game, then it will remain that way. I think it's more of a pride thing for the Steelers. I think the Steelers within themselves know that they won't make the playoffs, or if they do make the playoffs, they'll be severely embarrassed. So I just think it's a pride thing. After this season, Ben will go. So I think Ben wants to leave in as much good graces as he can, and beating the Browns would be one of them. Again, Baker, when you're playing for the Browns, right, you have to play your best game, including cover for Baker Mayfield mistakes, because he will make mistakes, right? And TJ Watt and all them boys, they're coming for him. They're coming. This is not the Packers defense now who is playing soft. TJ Watt and them boys are coming for you. So I have the Steelers to win this game. I have them to win it quite comfortably. I think, Baker will be benched this game. After that, they're bringing Case Keenum and then play Case Keenum for the last game, seeing that they'll be out of the playoff hunt after that.
All right, honestly, every time I pick against the Browns, they come back and win the next week. So that's the only reason why I'm going with the Browns. Two bad teams right now for me. I know they're in the playoff host, but you guys know what I mean. Relatively two bad teams. Baker Mayfield on one end, Ben Roethlisberger on the next end. In terms of redeeming himself, I don't think he can be redeemed. If he'd have to throw for 400 yards and 4 touchdowns in his last 2 games for him to redeem himself, and that's not happening. We're out on Baker, man. Cleveland fans are out on Baker.
He also have your boy Joe Burrow next as well. So hey, that's another one.
Joe Burrow's not my boy, no. I'm just a truth teller.
Okay.
Yeah, so I'm going with the Browns just because it's just a toss-up game, and yeah, that's it. Keep it moving. Last game now, Monday night game.
That was
Who
the
do we have for
Monday night game.
That was the
That was
Monday
the
night
Monday
game.
night game.
That was the Monday night game?
Yep.
Yeah, that was the last game.
Okay, so Packers Vikings is Sunday night. That's not
Yep.
bad. Not a bad game. Not a bad game. All right, gentlemen. So, boy, we can't wait for the playoffs. At least I know I can't. So we have about 2 more weeks. So we'll see what happens, and that's when it really, really, really gets interesting. Remember, I
Yes,
have
sir.
Bucks versus Chiefs for my Super Bowl. I wouldn't mind seeing Chiefs versus Packers either, though.
I'm thinking Packers versus the Patriots, or Packers versus the Colts. I tell you, nobody don't want to see the Colts. But then again,
know-
it all depends. It all depends on the COVID situation, because if a quarterback gets in trouble, huh?
Until I see what's that? until I see Aaron Rodgers beat Brady in these playoff situations. I don't know. I don't think Brady owned him. Brady
He doesn't
ran
need to
from the
beat Brady.
AFC. Brady ran from the AFC and ran right into Aaron Rodgers. He ran from Patrick Mahomes, making sure Patrick Mahomes cannot knock him out, and ran right over to Aaron Rodgers, who is not afraid of. That's how I look at it. So I really want Aaron Rodgers to go to a Super Bowl now and win it, but I don't know. I have to see him beat Brady to believe it.
All right. At least you're saying there are two different type of quarterbacks: young, unproven versus experienced. I'm not sure. I guess she's a bit delayed, so I'm not really sure who she's referring
Yeah,
to.
don't know if it's the Browns Steelers since that's the last game. But yeah, man, it's I think that's it. To wrap up a very good program, Kems and G Star and myself. Yeah, really enjoy this episode.
Very, 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 very good episode, guys. Really, really. A lot of information. He didn't do any pick six, so you know that the Ogilvies and those guys are going to complain about them betting business and all of those things that I have no clue about. But he's going to be calling, oh, where's the pick six? I don't want to hear it on the video. So I don't know if both of you want to go through it quickly. And so, because he's listening and he always expects you guys, and he was very disgusted that for the last 2 weeks he never have any show, I didn't even know what to do. So you need to give him something, Kevs and Chris Lynch, so he can hold on to.
Think you go with the
What is
Patriots?
it like?
Sure,
Like
a
six short picks?
shorty. Yeah. I think you go with the Patriots
Alright.
against the Jaguars, Ken,
Yeah, sure.
as a sure one.
Yeah. The Bucks
And the
against
Bills.
the Jets.
Yeah, that are two. The Bills play who?
The Bills against the Falcons.
You think that's sure?
Yeah, man, that's sure, man. That's sure. Sure. The Chiefs against the Bengals, sure too. That's 4. The Rams against the Ravens. We can't just go for like you have to, you know the game.
Because you have upset.
That's 5.
You have upset.
Yeah, that's 5, and then I'm going with the last one. I'm going with the Chargers over the Broncos. That's 6.
Yeah, that's a good pick.
So Mr. Ogilvy, hope when you win some money, you pour it back into I am sure sports and so on.
Yeah, but I want to say a big thanks again. People, and Kems has a show as well. He does that over on Sports Frenzy every Saturday at 8 or 7 at 7 p.m. So you can check him out over there as well. I think he's hoping to have G Star. Don't know if G Star has made his grand entry over there yet.
No.
Yeah, but I hope they can connect so that can happen. But so good to have you guys on today. I think it was a very, 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 very good show. Alicia is my friend. She knows more NFL than you guys, trust me. She used to in fact, you know what? She used to do the NFL show on KLAS way back in the days.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but she's in the States now, and things. So she's hoping to join you guys as part of the panel moving forward. But she's on the 9 to 5, so she couldn't step off today. So we look forward to having her. But all the other persons in the comment section, thank you. Want to say also a big happy birthday to one of our subscribers. His name is Fresh God. He's celebrating his birthday today. Always in the comment section. He's probably on some beach somewhere drinking some rum and Red Bull, and stuff like that, enjoying himself. But happy birthday to you. But again, Chris Lynch, thank you so much. Listen, guys, be safe, because I hear this pandemic, whatever they want to call it, is rampant in the state. So as best as possible, wear your mask and protect yourselves and your families. I really appreciate you coming on. So big thank you again. Very, very good show. Love the feedback. I think last time I checked, we had close to 100 persons who watched the show up to this point, so which is very good for our early morning show at this time. Went 2 hours, the longest one that we have had so far, but a very good one. But enjoy the rest of your day, and to all our viewers, thank you so much. Join us again next week at 11 a.m. for our NFL show on I Am Sure Sports, when we'll have our well-informed panelists joining us. All right, for that one. Okay. Also, before we leave, we want to say a big thank you to our sponsors, Tricknick. Tricknick is a Jamaican-owned and operated company in Canada, and they use authentic Jamaican herbs and spices to make all their products. They're offering today, they're offering 25% discount on all their products if you shop at www.tricknick.ca and use the code I am sure sports 001. That is I am sure sports 001. You'll get your 25% discount, and they have a recipe book that they have just released. You'll also receive that free of cost for the month of December. We're going to leave you with two just to show you a couple of the products that Tricknick has produced thus far. Again, be safe, enjoy the rest of your day. We have a big show coming on up later this evening, our schoolboy football show. Join us for that as we do an overview, a review of the Manning Cup and the Da Costa Cup that is now on break. And we look forward to what is going to happen at the start of the new year in those two competitions. Have a wonderful rest of the day, and thank you so much. If you have not yet, please, before you leave the stream, hit the like button. And if you have not yet subscribed, please subscribe. We want to hit 2,500, and we have around 3 days to go to get to that number. So we need close to 50 persons to subscribe. You can be one of those, or get one person, you know, a friend, an enemy, or a family member. Get them to subscribe to the channel so we can continue to grow as we produce high quality content for your sporting ears.
Jerk Marinade gives your meats and vegetables authentic Jamaican jerk flavor. The spices are directly from Jamaica. Spices like jerk seasoning, allspice, Scotch bonnet pepper, fresh scallions, thyme, ginger, and garlic. The key ingredients to a great jerk marinade. 0% sugar and low in sodium. You want to try it?
Made up of 18 Jamaican herbs and spices. Add delicious, bold flavor to your next grilling experience. Flavoring sauce, a marinade, basting, condiment, or topping. Tricknick Jerk Barbecue Sauce.